mentioned this in several different videos, but I never made a video about it, and I keep getting asked about it. And if you are thinking about buying a Grey Market D750, absolutely, no matter what the price or any circumstances, do not buy it. Do not buy a used D750 without checking the serial number. Any of these cameras that actually fall outside of the spectrum range of what they have considered for recall of the shutter mech may still be effective. There is actually strong indication that Nikon is discontinuing the D750 completely this year. Is that speculation? Yes, but there's also extremely strong anecdotal evidence that they are. There is one camera I do not miss at all. Do not buy a Grey Market D750. The reason being is that most of those are coming from Europe, and what they are is a first generation flare issue Nikons that were recalled due to the light box causing flares from the autofocus sensor bay and reflecting back up into the sensor during exposure under certain circumstances. There have been a few recalls on the D750. I am so glad I got rid of that camera. The D500, God forbid anything crops up on it. Nothing has. I think Nikon definitely learned their lesson on the D750. They really did. They couldn't take another hit like that, not and survive. I mean, they could not. Nikon, whatever you think of Nikon, they would not take another hit like that. And, no. No. I hate to say this, but I actually cannot, because of the fact that there's no indication one's going to roll out this year. Right now, due to the fact of cheap Nikon D810s, which I know don't have the buffer of the D750, but due to the nature of the D500 and that of the Nikon D810, I actually cannot recommend the purchase of the D750 at all right now, but most definitely do not think about buying a super cheap used D750 or a Grey Market D750 at all. So it literally is, and this is the first time I could ever say this, that even the D610, which has crappy autofocus acquisition, don't recommend it either. And it does spit oil on the autofocus sensor. If it were cheap enough, it would still be a recommended camera to buy. It's like, well, you're not worried about autofocus speed? No. It's the same sensors in the D750. Oil spots? So what? I don't give a damn about oil spots. I got tons of experience, actually, of cleaning sensors. I'll clean the sensor. It ain't no big deal. You know, I'll flick open the mirror every month or two, and I'll clean the sensor. Ain't no problem with me. I could actually recommend that camera, even though it's a sleazy bummer, if the price was right. I actually really can't, under any circumstances, recommend the D750 in any way, shape, or form, whether it's used, definitely not Grey Market, or even at its current dropped price, new. I really and truly cannot recommend it. And I've never said that before, but you could attack me for it all you want, but I don't make a dime whatever you buy. I can't recommend purchasing the D750 at this point in time. Price be damned. Just can't, If you don't like that, okay, fine. Just can't recommend it.